YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Concise the Barber, and we are back with another Concise review. And yes, y'all, this is a voiceover version of the Concise review. Just wanted to try something different, and as you guys noticed that I've been doing mostly some of the newer clippers that have been coming out, and I will be getting back to the older clippers that I said I would get back to. But I definitely gotta show you guys what's going on for today. In this Concise review, we are going over the Bevel Pro all-in-one clipper and trimmer. Let's get this started. If this is your first time seeing a Concise review, I do like going over the price first. And as you guys see, the price of these bad boys is $329.99. And this is also with the T-Blade when you pre-order it. And yes, y'all, you heard me correctly when I said $300.29. Now, I have an opportunity to showcase this to y'all, to give you this review and to give you my whole ins and out on what I think about this all-in-one clipper and trimmer. It's basically, this is definitely one of its kind, and I definitely feel like I needed to get this to show you guys, is this something that stays on Concise Station? So let's get into the second part. In the second part, I like talking about the power and the battery life. Now, I've noticed the power, it says that it's about 6,000 RPMs with a 4-hour run time. And yes, this is a rotary motor, which means that this will cut through bulk very, very easily. And we will be talking about the blade, but I'm telling you right now, how it cuts through certain hair textures. It definitely has real great precise cutting. Now, the third thing I like talking about, it is the guard system. And yes, y'all, this is a different guard system, especially because the shape of the blade. The blades are like a snap-on. If you had any of the older versions of Bevels, all the trimmers were snap-on. So now it's a clipper version of it. The guards definitely have to be kind of unique as well. So let's talk about the guards. So it's magnetic, and the magnets are kind of strong. I was kind of surprised how strong they was going to be. So I was like, okay, that's kind of cool, but how sturdy is the guards? And the guards are definitely sturdy as well. And another beautiful thing about this is that they are the same exact width as a regular Andis wall Bevel is. The guards cover as much as the Andis guards will, or the wall guards will. So you're not really, it's not too short, and nor is it too wide of cutting. So I definitely thought that was kind of cool. One thing about the guards though, like I said, it is a different shape, so they're not universal. They're just specifically for the Bevel Pro all-in-one clipper. Now let's talk about the packaging. Bevel always seemed to come out with some real great quality type of packaging. Like, they kind of remind me of how Apple packaged their stuff. Like, you're getting something that's premium, and it also has like simplicity to it and elegance to it that it's like, yo, this is mad smooth. Like, this is real smooth, and it's like, yo, this packaging is really for real, you know what I mean? So I definitely like the packaging. You see everything that it comes with. You see how the box is, you know, how they show the box. Like, I feel like they took out a lot of time on the visuals of this packaging, and I think it's very, very dope. The next thing I like talking about, it is the performance, and this is probably where we're going to stay the most in this video, is the performance. So let's really dig into this, because I know a lot of people are kind of serious on how well this performs due to the fact of how different it is. So performance wise, since the fact that Bevel, this is their first clipper in a sense, if you really think about it, and they came out with a great product. A lot of people might not see it that way because how different it is, but it is definitely a great product. They always, seems like they're always ahead of the, you know, of their time. So there's a lot of stuff you have to get used to, you know. So just think about being, you know, in 1960 and you trying to show somebody an iPhone 13 and how all the stuff that it works. Like, people are going to be like, what is this? I don't know what to do with this. So sometimes I kind of feel like Bevel is not that far ahead, but they're advancing in a way of like they're really thinking about all the stuff that they do. Now, am I saying that this is the most easiest tool to use? I can't honestly say that, but is it one of the most unique tools? Very much so. But the performance, like I said, it cuts great. This blade, for some reason, it reminds me of old school, one of the older brands blades, and they figured out how, I don't know, like, it's something about the material of the blade too as well. It doesn't get too hot, so I appreciate it. You know, like when it does come to like cutting the hair, there's a comfort level that I already know that my client is going to have. Now, since this is an all-in-one, I do have to talk about the trimmer part of it as well. So when it comes to the square blade, the performance, it kind of reminds me of just their older version of the square blade. I definitely like it. It's definitely one of those blades that it's not going to be overly sharp. Even if you zero gap it, you can use it on kids or your seniors, and it's zero. I mean, and it balls out very, very well. To be honest, I never had a problem with this blade balding out. It can get through any type of hair texture, and honestly, that's one thing I love about the square blade. Now, in the older version, I did sharpen up my square blade just a little bit, so if I really wanted to do it with this one, it could probably, you know, perform just a little bit more better when it comes to the sharpness. But since I do have the T-blade, I really don't need it for that. And to talk about the T-blade, man, this T-blade, I will have to say, it's on a bigger side. It's wider than I expected for it to be, but it is tap and go. This thing is sharp, and the fact that you have the option to adjust it. If you don't want it to be completely zero gap, you can change just a centimeter under that, and you can still do a nice lineup with it. So for me, when it comes to performance, I definitely feel like this thing can perform very, very well. Now, it is very tedious how it works and how you have to use it, using a dial up to zero gap, you know, and press the button to open the blade, and pressing the button to close the blade. All of that stuff matters, so it can be time consuming doing that. But once you get through all of that, the performance of this clipper and trimmer is very, very well. So we kind of already talked about this a little bit, but the design of this clipper, they're keeping the same type of vibe they did when they first came out with the first Bevels, then the second generation of all black ones, and now this is the Bevel Pro. It's all black. They kept that. Second version was. So I definitely like that, you know, that better than the first one with the silver and the black. All black looks way better. It's definitely wide. I will have to be honest, the clipper is definitely wide. It's not that long to me, but it's definitely one of those you got to get used to. But I love the grip on it. It's probably one of the best, you know, clippers that, you know, naturally just comes with grip on the top. and I definitely do like that. What else is neat is that it does give you a display of the adjustment of where the blade is, to 2.5 centimeters to the zero gap 0.0, and the circle of the lights, as you will see, that is the battery life indicator. So when it's all the way lit up, that means completely full, and then when you see the lights going down more and more, that means it's losing, you know, battery life and stuff like that. So you'll always know where you're kind of at. Just the design of the clipper and the trimmer, the all-in-one, I think it's kind of dope. Even the snap-on and the snap-off part of it, like if you open this thing up, man, you think like, what kind of mechanism is this? Like, but it's kind of dope, man. They put a lot of thought into this type of clipper, and I definitely respect them for coming out with a product like this. And the next topic, I like talking about the blade. Like I said, we talked about it a little bit, but let's talk about the clipper. When it comes to the blade, the clipper blade, they remind me of Oster's. I can't say so much of the steel blade. However, the cutting blade, how it's set up, it just reminds me of Oster's cutting blade. Square blade, can't say too much about the square blade, honestly. I mean, I do like the design of it. As you guys can see, how the cutting blade, it dips and then it goes straight up. I mean, that's kind of smooth. It seems like they did that for a particular reason, maybe due to irritation and just a little bit of everything else. But the square blade kind of reminds me of the last version, but the blade, the cutting blade is shaped different. Now, when it comes to the T-blade, it's really a tap and go blade. I can't say nothing wrong with it. Definitely a nice blade. It is a lot wider than most blades that we use. I can't see people just dropping all the other, like the Gold FXs, just to use this. You can probably use this for certain things, especially the front line. I mean, it will make some stuff easier, but it can also make some other stuff more complicated as well, due to the fact how wide it is. And lastly, y'all, we are going to be talking about the Concise Review. Is this a product that will stay on my station, or is this something that won't stay on my station? And honestly, this is something that will stay on my station. I actually do like how Bevel thinks. I like how they innovate. I like their creativity, and I love to try something that's unique and different, because it gives me a different learning capabilities that I probably didn't have using the same old stuff. So for me, this is definitely a clipper and trimmer that's going to stay on my station. Just to have a clipper that's a clipper and trimmer all in one, and have all three blades, I feel privileged to have it, and this is something that's going to stay on my station. So all right, y'all, so this is the Concise Review. Thank y'all for watching my channel, and hope you guys learned something from this video. And make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel, man. I'm trying to push out these things as much as I can, as fast as I can, but in due season you'll understand why. So stay blessed. Love y'all. Take it easy.